What's up, weirdo? Shade Tree Surgeon here with the one and only Her Two Wheels. We just got done with a pretty exciting weekend full of drinking, debauchery, sleeping on the ground out in the woods. It's been absolutely amazing. And let me tell you, when you're hanging out with a good girl over here, we try to make them go bad, all right? She's had a wild weekend, and we're about to make it wilder. You thought the debauchery was over because it's Sunday, the Lord's Day? Hell no, baby. There's only one thing to do. We're in Oklahoma. Well, we were in Oklahoma. We're in Texas now. You escape Texas and you go to NOLA, baby. Let's rock and roll. Okay, well, what's happening now is all this talk of debauchery and fun, and here's what it's really like to travel as Shade Tree Surgeon. Jess is just sitting over there with her helmet on for the past 10 minutes waiting for me to get my shit together. Woo! Ramming speed all the way to NOLA, baby, and I can't drive back from this part of the country and not stop in New Orleans, all right? And especially with Jess, with her two wheels, she ain't never been there. A New Orleans virgin, baby. We're gonna turn her bad whether she likes it or not. Or maybe we'll meet somewhere in the middle. She keeps saying she's trying to turn me into a good boy. I'm trying to lead her down the path of darkness and depravity. Maybe we'll just meet somewhere in the middle. Can you make a night out drinking with two bikers in New Orleans wholesome? Well, if anybody could do it, it's Her Two Wheels, and if anybody could fight back against that, it's yours truly. Let's see what happens. Well, we've left Texas. We were back in Arkansas for a short while, and baby, me and Her Two Wheels are now in Louisiana. This is where the real fun begins. I absolutely love Louisiana. It just seems like a place where the laws are more of a suggestion than they are the actual rule. I've just never been in this part of Louisiana. This is amazing. I also have no idea where I am. Jess went ahead and started leading the ride because it just says, 1, you get lost too much, 2, you're too erratic, 3, I'm sure there was a third one, but I already forgot it. Hell, even if I was leading the ride, I probably still wouldn't know where the hell I was. I know I'm in Louisiana, so at least I got that going for me. You imagine having a house over there like that? I just freaking love it. Okay, back in Louisiana from Oklahoma. Oklahoma was definitely fun, and let me tell you, one of the things I love about Louisiana is the fact that every single gas station is like a general store slash bar slash casino. Now, all the gas stations in Oklahoma were casinos too, but they're all like these generic Choctaw casinos. Yeah. You come to Louisiana and they all look different, and some of them are a little more stabby than this one. Like, for example, the Oklahoma casinos look like you would play skee ball. Yeah. They're very homogenized. They ain't like this, man. Now, this doesn't look like a place you would get stabbed at, but hey, listen up. If you try real hard and you put your mind to it, you can achieve anything. Let's go start some shit. All right, baby, you think we're gonna go to a gas station, a freaking Western-themed gas station in Louisiana, our first gas stop here, and not gamble? You thought I was a pain in the ass and taking too long somewhere else. You ain't seen nothing yet. God. She goes, we're on a schedule. I was like, I know. You're on my schedule, you mean, baby? Okay, well, that didn't last long. There's a sucker born every minute. And I happen to be born that minute. It was you. Let me tell you what, though. I can't friggin' cross a state line that's got a casino in it and not stop at the first one, man. I got weaknesses. I got vices. You know what? I collect vices. Just like, what's my new bad habit? I'm looking for one every single day. You collect stories of failure. I stand atop a mountain of all my failures. I've come to this point. Everything has led me here to Ace in the Hole Casino. Now let's go find failure somewhere else. Oh, getting closer and closer here in Louisiana, and stop at a gas station. They might not have any glizzies, but they do got corn dogs, baby. When they said jalapeno corn dogs, I couldn't resist. Delicious. My GoPro died, so I stopped filming on the ride, and I'm out of batteries and out of battery packs, so nothing but drinking from here on out.
Some people get their kicks stomping
I had to take her 2 wheels to MRB's because this is one of my favorite places down here. Me and Flip stumbled across this place last time we were down, and it just changed our religion. Now, I came in and they didn't have the same stuff that we had last time, which I was a little upset about, but let me tell you what, dude, you're gonna have pork rind nachos. You got something like pork rind nachos on the menu? Listen up, baby. My interest is beef, okay? Oh my God, delicious. Has anybody else seen this? Has anybody else seen pork rind nachos? Why is this not a thing? It's freaking phenomenal. Wow, it's so good. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm actually not even a fan of pork rinds. These are really good. I'm gonna do this at home.
I love pork rinds. But I ain't made a gas station snack I don't like, alright? It's gonna be pickled egg nachos and I'll be into it, alright? As usual, MRB's did not disappoint. I just went in the bathroom, I saw that they're just celebrating their 1 year anniversary, which I didn't know this place was new. So, cool.
1 year?
Yeah, I'm glad it's here because I've had a good time every time I've been. It's been real, it's been fun. Has it been real fun as we fog up here?
It's been humid.
So this is farewell. The Her 2 Wheels and Shade Tree Surgeon misadventures and debauchery and going to bed at 9 p.m. We rubbed off on each other.
Yeah.
Is now coming to a close. Until next week.
Yep.
See you in a week, girl. I'm gonna tell you boys right now, there's some rules of the road when it comes to Van Holten's pickles in a pouch. And that's always keep a backup to your backup, all right? Breakfast of champions, baby. Delicious. I think my favorite place to eat pickles in public is at random gas stations in the middle of nowhere with a Gay Bikers for Jesus sticker on my bike. Well, I can definitely tell I'm back in Florida because I've been rained on and soaked to the bone and dried off completely 5 separate times now. Lets me know I'm back in my home state. I will say my bear shirt goes awful good with my Gay Bikers for Jesus sticker over here. Looks like I'm gonna make it home right as the sun is going down. Got time for one more pickle and it's time to get back on the road, y'all. It always feels good to be back in the Wang, and I don't know, I'm still like mulling over exactly why, but right this second, it just kind of feels extra good. If you watch all my videos, you'll know that this was the last day of 6 days on the road, which for me is the longest period of time I've ever traveled on a motorcycle. That's nothing for some people and unthinkable for others, but I can only measure relative to what I've personally done, and spending this much time on the road definitely left me with a lot to think about. Luckily, when traveling long distances by motorcycle, pondering the manner of things is pretty much all you can do. In fact, the solitude of riding, coupled with the inability to distract your mind that car travel allows, is one of the biggest appeals of traveling by motorcycle. For me, anyway. Having to use all 4 limbs keeps your body busy, and even when you have a traveling companion, you're still fundamentally alone on your motorcycle. To me, this is one of the only places I can truly set my mind free, unfettered by almost any distraction. In fact, you don't have much of a choice in the matter. I guess you might compare it to meditation, but I've never really tried meditating before, so I don't know what it feels like. I digress. Heading back home after a week on the road, I was starting to feel a certain amount of anxiety and existential dread settling over me. I had no reason to feel this way, but the feeling was undeniable. At first, I thought I was homesick or something, like a hurt dog crawling under the porch. Maybe after this much time out in the wild, I just needed the familiar surroundings of my hometown. And I did miss Florida despite all its foibles, maybe even because of them. And Florida certainly reminded me I was back in it immediately. Getting soaked by rain and drying off completely 5 separate times in 200 miles. Let me tell you something about Florida. The summer heat clings to you like a desperate lover, and come winter, it digs its claws in like a jealous one. There's an unofficial triple-digit speed limit on the highways, and people tailgate cops who have the nerve to only drive 15 over the posted. The gas stations are a convenient one-stop shop where you can buy gas, snacks, drugs, unregistered firearms, solicit sex, catch a venereal disease, get robbed, and stabbed, oftentimes all from the same person. There isn't a body of fresh water that doesn't contain at least one man-eating dinosaur. Every square foot of green grass has enough biting insects to field a soccer game and fill the stands. There's iguanas falling out of palm trees, pythons in the drainage ditches, and coyotes snatching purse dogs right off the leash. Florida is hot, dangerous, and it smells bad. I love it. And even though being back on my home turf was some kind of relief, the existentialism remained. Florida is long. It's about 6 to 8 hours from crossing the state line to my doorstep, so I still had plenty of time to dissect these feelings. I couldn't shake feeling rudderless, without purpose. Why am I taking these trips? To what end am I working towards? Is it just for the video? It seems like the absolute height of toxic hubris to assume that people are eager to watch me attempt these trips. And even knowing full well that people do want to watch them does nothing for me. It's not that I don't appreciate my audience. I appreciate every single one of you very much so. I'm just not content with that being the reason I continue to embark on these adventures. Am I doing it to prove something? And if so, to whom? I find no joy in measuring my accomplishments against others. I could say I'm proving to myself that I can do it, but I've already done that. If all I needed to do was prove I was capable, then I could have stopped traveling after my first long-distance trip. Yet the wanderlust remains. I can certainly admit the thrill of the unknown is a factor, seeing something I've never seen before, but why force myself to ride there? Flying would be a cheaper and more efficient use of my time, but I can confidently say that if motorcycles aren't involved, I have almost zero interest in traveling. Or doing anything, really. If I can't ride my bike, just going to get groceries seems like an insurmountable chore. They could be giving away free blowjobs and $100 bills a mile away from my house, and if I couldn't ride there, I'd probably stay home. The levels of ego death and harsh self-awareness were at levels I can only compare to post-coitus clarity. And on the other side of the coin, the urges that got me on the trip in the first place were also quite similar to the ones that lead me to the bedroom. It's not something I care to discuss much, but I am clinically diagnosed with rapid cycling bipolar disorder, so the dramatic swing in my moods is something I'm used to. I also have a pretty decent handle on it, and I can remain aware that this depressive state would not last. I wasn't worried. I wasn't thinking I was not going to enjoy motorcycles anymore. I knew I would wake up the next morning planning my next trip. But I still wanted to know why I felt this way. I still wanted to know why I did it in the first place. I racked my brain for hours searching for any reason, any real reason I felt so compelled to throw caution to the wind, point my motorcycle to parts unknown without a second thought to consequences or repercussions. Could it really be as simple as just a manifestation of that ecstatic delusional mania I feel when I'm riding the crest of my highest highs? That answer seemed too easy to be true, or maybe I'm too narcissistic to admit that I can be driven by such base chemical fireworks going off somewhere between my ears. Maybe it's true. Maybe I've fallen prey to the creeping cancer of self-awareness. I describe the arduous ecstasy of long-distance motorcycle travel with a fervor that's nigh on religious. I'm blessed with a modicum of eloquence and a predilection for loquaciousness that allows me to campaign for the healing power, spiritual cleansing, and simple pleasures of the machines we call motorcycles on a level that would put some televangelists to shame. But who am I really trying to convince here? You or me? Maybe the Emperor has no clothes. Maybe I'm just another desperate, jumped-up monkey grasping at straws, trying to ascribe a higher meaning to the same lizard-brain subroutine that makes birds fly south in the winter. I'm terrified to know why I do the things I do, and powerless to stop myself from searching for the answer. Like Roland of Gilead, who sacrificed everything he held dear to climb the tower at the center of creation just to see what was behind the door at the top. Stopping the quest for why has never entered my mind, no matter how soul-crushing the answer may be. When I started this latest trip, I made a joke. I said I was leaving to find something, but I had no idea what it was, and even less of an idea what to do with it if I did find it. Like every joke, it contained a kernel of truth, or so I thought. At the end of this trip, I realized it's all truth. There's no joke there, and I only marked it as a joke out of pure fear. I still have no answer. I feel compelled to search, but I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm desperate for an answer, but I don't know what the question is. I want it all to mean something like a drowning man wants air, yet I refuse to take a breath. I remain ignorant to the true source of my motivation, yet, as predicted, I found myself once again growing restless for the road before I even laid my head down to sleep that night. The quest continues, for better or for worse. And at least between here and wherever there might be, I'll get to have a good time riding my motorcycle. Till next time, y'all, keep it weird.